Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda Anthem.
So he was saying that, your first home should be a multifamily home. So this brings a debate where a lot of people think that the home that you live in is not an investment. And most people were trained to think that the home that you live in is your biggest investment. A lot of people don't even have any other investments outside of their home. So how do you guys feel about that as far as for first-time home buyers or home buyers in general? Do you count your personal home as an investment? And would you encourage people to buy multifamilies as their first property as opposed to a single family?
I'll tell you, I'll start at one. So to answer the question, I think, like you said earlier, it's different strokes for different folks, right? My first house was a one-family home that I lived in. I'm from Queens, New York. I bought it in West Milford, New Jersey. Now, for most people that don't know where West Milford, New Jersey is where they shoot the Jason movies, right? That's how much of a forest it was, but that's all I could afford at the time. That worked for me. Angela Yee, who's a brilliant businesswoman who has multiple properties and multiple investments, her first home in Brooklyn was a brownstone, which was a two-family home. Wow. And what she did was, to stack her money, was she lived on the first floor in the basement and she rented out upstairs. That rent upstairs, which is an investment, so it is an investment, paid for her mortgage. And she was able to stack all her money that she made from salary and then buy another brownstone, and then bought another home for Airbnb, and then bought another home. So she does that. So for her, it worked. For me, it didn't. But I think different goals. So for her, it is an investment.
Multifamily all the way. You buy that multifamily, right? If you're lucky and you're in an area where you could get a four family, then you could do 4, 3, 2, 1. Even if you can't do that, think about it this way. You buy that multifamily, and then once you rent that apartment, you move out, you have more money now, you could afford something, nicer, right? So in essence, the multifamilies are going to let you get a nicer house than what you could afford from at the beginning, right? Because let's say you jump into that single family and now you're paying $2,500 a month, right, in a mortgage, and you're only making $5,000-6,000 a month. You 50% of your income is already gone, right? But let's say you do it the other way, and you go and you get that two family, right? And you're paying $2,800 a month. The other apartment is now paying half your mortgage. Now you're stacking that money every month. Then by the time you move into the single family, your first multifamily is now paying the mortgage for your single family, and you live in debt free. Your tenants are paying your dream home.
Okay, no, Troy, go ahead. My bad. Yep. I mean, one of the things that you said, obviously, your daughter's going to school for real estate. What was the entry point into getting her interested in the process of real estate? Was it bringing her along with you on some of your deals? Because I'm sure there's parents that are listening now, and whether it be investing in real estate or investing in stocks, we all try to find that entry point to gauge their interest. What was it that you did that kind of gauged her interest and had her taking a liking to it to now we're at a point where she's going to school and eventually will take over the business?
I mean, if most of the people know me, right, my family's usually always with me, right? And my kids are always with me. And the reason that is because they see what their dad does. It's cool when dad comes home and you got a nice house and you got whatever you want, but then sometimes you don't see how dad makes it. So they see how dad grinds. They see what dad does. They see the money comes in from flipping the houses and they get interested in it. So like I said, this weekend I had a car show in Houston. Like, my kids work the car show. Like, they don't have to, but I make them because I want them to see. My daughter was controlling the merch store. That was what she had to do. She had to order the merch. She had to deliver the merch. She had to set up the merch store and sell the merch. My son had to do the same. My son was setting up the red carpet, setting up the velvet ropes, placing the cars, making it look like a show. So they understand what it takes to make it work, not just, okay, at the end of the day, here's a check. So with that, my daughter fell in love with it. She fell in love with looking at homes and looking at houses. And what I used to do as when they were a lot younger, is I would drive, and I'm not telling anybody to do this now because it might not be as safe, but I would drive to the rich neighborhoods and just look at those big mansions and just dream of one day we're going to be in that house. You look at that house right there. Wow, look at the lights. Look how big it is. Don't worry, one day we're going to do it. And that really encourages them. Same thing with kids. I used to take my kids to the Ferrari dealership, let them sit in the Ferrari. And that's why another reason why I do the car shows, to get kids that are from areas that never see it. Here, sit in this Ferrari. Oh my gosh, this is my first time. You're gonna have one day. Sit in this Lambo. This is 50 cents Lambo. Sit in 50 cents Lambo. Yeah. How you like it? It gives them that confidence. It gives them that drive to be like, I can do it. And that's all I want to teach these kids and teach my kids. But I bring my kids everywhere with me.
How early did you start them in that?
Sorry, say it again.
How early did you start them with working with you?
I'm somebody that's with my kids all the time. So I mean, 7, 8, 9. So they kind of grew up with it. I mean, but it's so close. So even when you look at when she was taking classes for real estate, she would call Uncle Caesar and Aunt Jen. And if something I didn't know, they would be able to break it down. A lot of times, and this is the bad thing which I hate sometimes about what we do, is like, if I ask you something, Ian, about stocks or whatever it may be, you could say, you can give advice, but not only give advice, you can say, this is how I did it. Yeah. Look, this is how I make. You got a lot of people that Google and tell people things that don't do it.
Yeah, that's
a lot of people that say they do real estate, but then ask them, do they actually own a home? No. Do they own an investment property? No. And that bothers me because now it's a scam, right? There's been so many times I'm supposed to speak on platforms and then I see another scam artist on there that I know does not do it, that has reached out to Caesar or me and be like, hey, can I use one of your houses for a video? No. And I won't do it because it bothers me. Because we always talk about teaching our community. Oh, we got to teach our community about generational wealth. But how are you teaching our community by Googling something that you don't really own?
You don't do. Yeah.
And that bothers me. Yeah. So that's why when I see a platform like a EYL or what y'all do, and y'all come on a Breakfast Club, I'm real funny about who comes. And even if I have to be there because of an interview that somebody see, you can see my energy. If you go back to all the Breakfast Club interviews and there's somebody there that looks halfway funny, look at my energy. Or if it's somebody like a EYL, who I know that's doing it, my energy's different.
You engage different, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this, a real estate question. Hard money. Can you just explain what hard money is for people that might have heard that term, but they might not be familiar? I know you guys use hard money loans a lot. So it's about hard money, the good, bad, and ugly.
Well, pretty much hard money is not based on yourself, right? It's pretty much based on the equity in the deal. When I first got my first hard money loan, I had a 520 credit score, right? This was at the beginning. My credit was horrible. But the person believed in me and they saw that the property I was buying for $60,000 was already worth about $200,000. So that's really what hard money used to be. Now it's a little bit different, right? There's more, it kind of became more almost like a conventional loan, which I don't like. So you still have to find that actual hard money lender that used to go by the old rules. With a hard money loan, you can have a credit score. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as there's equity in the deal, they'll do the loan. Right now, you're looking at anywhere between 90% loan to value, and they'll give you 100% of the rehab funds. So let's say, for example, if the property is $300,000, you got to put $30,000 down plus, whatever the points are. They charge anywhere between 2 to 3 points, depending on the lender. Interest rates anywhere between 8 to 12%. But again, hard money is a tool. You don't use hard money for a retail property, right? A property that you're going to live in. You're going to use hard money for a property that you're buying under market value and it needs work. Or hard money lender will not do a deal if the property is worth what you're paying for it. So if the property is worth $300,000 and you're getting it for $3 million, they're not going to do that deal. If the property is worth $300,000 and you're getting it, and think about the 70% rule, 65%, and you're all in for like $210,000, they'll do that deal.
Yeah. So let's talk about something that you guys got going on. Like, obviously we spoke about the things you've been working on since the past. One of the new things is real estate meets the metaverse. Can you talk about what that is and how you got involved? Who introduced you to it? And have you been studying the space?
Yeah, I think, right now, right, everybody's a little scared of the space because, right, crypto's down, NFTs have tanked, right? Everybody's running away from that stuff. But yeah, the metaverse thing is pretty cool. I think, especially through COVID, like the virtual world is there, right? Especially our kids are growing up in it. Like I just learned about Discord and all these different things a couple months ago. My daughter's been on Discord playing Roblox and all these games for the last 5 years. She's like, Dad, you're old. You don't know what that is. So I think, virtual reality is pretty dope. And I think right now, if you don't adapt to it, Web3, blockchain is the future of finance.
Yeah.
And real estate, no matter what. It's peer-to-peer. You could be on this side of the world and on the next side and sell property in a matter of minutes, right? Transfer millions of dollars in a matter of minutes. It is the future, right? The NFT part, when you look at NFT, that art part, people doing all these projects with this artsy and picture stuff, that was just, I don't know what that is, but NFT as a technology, it is the future, right? All those things are the future of finance and business, and you definitely have to pay attention. And I'm kind of a caveman when it comes to technology and stuff like that. So definitely the last couple months, I have been learning a lot. And when Ian was talking before, I believe the same thing he's saying. When the market's down, that's when you buy it, and that's when you make money. Yeah. Whoever doesn't follow that, like, oh my God, it's going down. No, you want it to go down. I'm excited Absolutely. When everything goes down, because that's when you make money. That's when the real millionaires and billionaires are made.
So we need to get some units. Trevor Shad, we need to pile in. But like for Envy and Caesar, if someone's listening, they're really inspired and they're like, hey, I want 10 units, 20, 40. Like, what are the first steps they should take? I mean, obviously partnering with you would be great, but what are some steps you would take that are actionable items that people can use to begin investing tomorrow or next week?
I mean, the funny thing is we say this all the time. And by the way, for everybody out there listening, I know people always come to us and say, well, you guys don't do seminars anymore. And the reason we don't do seminars, honestly, is we're just busy. So we are doing one July 31st where we're going back to basics and teaching people how to do it. And a lot of people are doing seminars, right? It's a cash game. People are doing things. They're charging $10,000 for a seminar, $8,000 for a seminar. We don't believe in that. And then when you get to that seminar, then to get to the next level, like it's a Super Mario game, or Zelda game, you got to get some more money to do it. For us, it's a little bit different. We bring everybody there. I know the EYO brothers have been to a couple of our seminars, but we do it the same way, where we bring people to you that you don't have to pay. So we bring credit repair person, we bring hard money lending, we bring conventional lending, we bring auction.com, who actually teach people how to maneuver to the site to actually buy properties. They don't charge you to use their site. They teach you how to use their site so you can buy properties. So that's what we're doing. And for the longest year, I would say like the last 5 years, 6 years, people always come up to us and ask, how can we invest with you guys? And we never took anybody's money. The reason we never took anybody's money is because we wanted to make it right. We didn't know what the platform was. And honestly, we didn't care until we started seeing so many people losing money, putting money into this fund and then losing money, never get the money back. Putting money in with this person that's supposed to be a real estate genius and taking their money and running. So we created a platform where people could actually invest. And you can invest $100 and you will be a part owner with us. So it's not like we invest your money. No, you're a part owner of that property, whether it's a 10-unit house or 80-unit house or a 3-unit house, where we can actually show you how to do it. And you almost walk through with us to see how it's done. I don't think anybody has ever done that. Because for us at this stage, it's not about the money anymore. What Jay said, it ain't about the money. I just want to piss people off. That's how we're doing it right now. We want to piss people off and teach our people how to actually do it. Almost hold your hand and show you how to do it. So that's the next process when it comes to that. So, and what's the site?
Right. So right now, what Evie's talking about is Flip to DAO, right? That's our new real estate membership platform. Flip to DAO is like a real estate platform you've never seen before. Anything that you could think about when it comes, we have 3 parts. Education, right? You want to learn what a hard money loan is, like you guys were asking me. You want to learn how to qualify for FHA mortgage. You want to learn how to qualify for commercial mortgage. You want to learn how to develop a property from scratch. It's at your fingertips. You click a button, the answer is there. You'll have tutorial videos that tell you exactly the whole process. Think about Flip to DAO as a real estate black book. Anything that you need to know, it's going to be on this site, right? The other part to it is you're also going to have access to our real estate network nationwide, meaning I need an architect in Chicago. Click a button, the answer is there. I need a lawyer in Miami, the answer is there. I need a plumber in Ohio, the answer is there, right? So we have education, the real estate network. And now what MB was talking about is number one thing at our seminars, right? people always ask us, how could I invest in a deal with you guys? There's no inventory out there. You guys are buying all the properties. How, we don't have the time to do it. How could we invest in a deal with you guys? Now, here's your answer, right? There's a lot of people that have money, but may necessarily don't have the time, or they're scared to invest, some money the first time by themselves. Now, here's the opportunity. So we're gonna take properties, fractionalize them into real estate shares, and with as little as $100, you'll get a return every month on your investment, anywhere from rental properties to flip properties. But we're doing all the work, right? We manage the properties, and everybody gets a piece of the pie every month. We're trying to build the biggest investment community in the world, not just nationwide, in the world, right? Because I think it's time that all of us come together as a community, invest together. Right now, we're doing multifamily properties, single family flips, stuff like that. Eventually, we want to get into and imagine all of us coming together and opening up a resort in Atlantic City, buying a casino, or buying a casino, doing that in the Bahamas, or buying a couple skyscrapers in New York City.
Or even like a convention center, like, where I do the car shows. I'll tell you a perfect example. Because my car shows are considered a Black event, they charge me more money.
Way more.
And the messed up thing about it is, what city can I go to where we own a convention center, where we own a football stadium? We don't. So we have to go through them. So last year, let's say for the car show I did in Houston, before Travis Scott incident, the venue was $25,000. But after the Travis Scott incident, and because it's an urban event, that same venue cost me $70,000. And there's nothing I can do. For me to make my money back the right way, I have to charge double or triple the price for people. And I can't do that to my people. I can't charge somebody $100 to walk into a car show. I can't charge a mom that's working 3 jobs that just want to take her kids away for a car show. I can't charge her $80 a ticket. So I still got to keep my tickets at $19.99 or $29.99. So my profit's not as big, and they keep making all the money, but we have to create it so that we can own those things, so that we can think about all the buildings that you guys do a lot of the events at, those big buildings. Do we own them? Very rare, very rare. So we have to start doing that when it comes to it. So that's what we built, and we're very excited about it. It took a long time and a lot of money, but we think a lot of people will make a lot of money. And it'd be anything, like I said, you can start off with a little as $100, and it's not subscription based. Meaning, when I say subscription based, meaning you have to pay a month. So if you pay, let's say to be a member is $1,000, that's lifetime. So you can come now, you can come next month, you could come a year, you could come 3 years from now.
That's fine.
That's lifetime. So like we said, we really want to encourage our own to invest, and we want to show them how to do it, but we want to show them in a way where it's not me just taking one person's hand, it's us taking a bunch of people's hands and walking them together.
This that Red Panda Anthem. Ian, what's up? This that Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda Anthem. Whole foot going up. I know they can't stand it.